I'm a physicist and I study the physics of the atmosphere, and in particular the relationship between various physical processes and the climate. And I work at Imperial College. I spend part of my time in the physics department, and for the rest of my time I am the co-director of the Grantham Institute, which is a centre which studies climate and environment issues across the piece. So I started my career with a physics degree. I chose physics just because I was good at it at school and we had a really good teacher. So I did a straight physics degree. I didn't quite know what to do, and so I went on a gap year with my now long-standing husband, who's a historian. But while we were looking at the historical sites and archaeology, I was also looking at the weather, and there was all sorts of exciting weather going on. And I'd always been quite interested in the weather and the environment. I like the outside and going walking and all this sort of business. So when I came back, I applied to do a master's degree in meteorology. And that was absolute revelation. What a fantastic course. I really, really loved it. And I suppose I've never looked back, and I've stayed looking at the atmosphere and climate since that time. What I have done is actually used a whole range of models, because you can run the complex models and you find certain things happen. So I can, for example, double the amount of carbon dioxide in a big complex model and see what happens. And that's interesting to see what happens, but then you want to try and understand why it's happened. And it's almost as complicated to diagnose the model as it is to diagnose the real atmosphere. So at that point we say, now let's see if we could ask some questions about these results, and then we go back to a simpler model and see what the simpler model can tell us about the processes which might be actually incorporated into the full model and perhaps even into the real world. My research has actually moved down in the atmosphere, so I started looking at the ozone in the stratosphere, then I've come down in the atmosphere more to looking at surface climate and what drives it. And over the past few years I've been more involved in the importance of sort of what the climate models can tell us in terms of the future of the climate and the environment, and what we as humans are doing to it, and what indeed we need to do to stop it getting any worse. I think what I'd like to say is have more self-confidence, because I was always incredibly, perhaps I am still a bit, but I was always incredibly impressed by what other people were saying and thinking, and worried about doing the right thing or the wrong thing, and choosing the right thing and the wrong thing. And I think you actually know in yourself, in your guts, what it is that you really like doing. So if you go out and look at the opportunities, take advice from everybody and anybody, but when it comes to choosing something, don't be told what to choose. You decide for yourself based on your own understanding of the situation and your own intuition, and I think you can't go wrong.